Are your digital review meetings ending up becoming a waste of time? If that's the opinion of your team members, your digital marketers, your social media marketers, there is time for you to do something about it. In this video, we are going to look at 7 tips in which you can convert these routine digital review meetings into much more positive growth meetings. And therefore, one of the terms that we are suggesting is don't call it a digital review meeting, call it a digital growth meeting. Hi everybody, my name is Maneesh Konkar. I'm a digital marketer. We are an agency. We also do a lot of digital marketing training, and we started about 3 years back. In this video, what we are going to do is talk about how you can use this regular interactions with your clients. I mean, literally, we are talking to our clients every day, every alternate day. We update leads to them on a regular basis, and we're delivering some fantastic results, right? But there are two things that are important here. First of all is not only should you be able to do a good job for your client, there is also a regular communication involved and a learning from this entire process that would improve your campaigns in the future. And that's this process of how do you run an awesome digital review meeting, right? So let's begin. The first point we are highlighting is your mindset. Okay, what is the approach with which you are doing this particular meeting now? As a sales trainer, as a consultant, first of all, a quick background. I have been a corporate trainer in the world of sales and marketing for more than 20 years. After completing my MBA from IIM Bangalore, I did a short stint in ITC, where I learned the basics of sales and distribution. And then subsequently, of course, we've done tons of work with over 100 companies. We have a lot of courses, and on this channel, we come out with content that is relevant to improving your sales and marketing business performance as well as your careers. All right. In the course of our meetings, in the course of our work with clients, we have attended a number of monthly review meetings. They're called MRMs. Okay, every FMCG company will have them once in a month or so. Lots of sales leaders will have them once in a week. We know every Monday morning in a few of the auto companies that we are dealing with, there is this 3 hour review meeting that happens. And we believe that there can be a better name instead of calling it a review meeting. Because when you call it a review meeting, now, what happens is that there is a tendency for the leader to put on his review hat. And in that review hat, what happens is that he does exactly that. He takes a review and he asks questions as to why is this not happening? Why is this not happening? This number should have been much better. If you've done 95%, go and do 110%. If you've done 110%, why did it take so long for you to do 110%? All you're talking about is review. But when we call it a growth meeting, we call it a digital marketing growth meeting. What happens is you are now focused on growth. You are not focused on review. And it's as if both you, your boss, your clients, your stakeholders in the process are all working towards a common objective, which is growth. In Facebook, the head of growth, and that's why you have this growth person in many of the large companies, large IT companies, large tech companies. So Chamath Palihapitiya, the Sri Lankan guy, he was head of growth in Facebook from 2007 to 2011, and he did a lot of things that led to Facebook exploding from their user base of about 50 million users to almost a billion users in a short span of just 4 years. So that's the idea. This is how it's panning out. So the first point we want to highlight to everybody is, let's call it a digital marketing growth meeting and not a digital marketing review meeting. All right. The second point that is important is, what exactly is your growth strategy? Are we clear about it? So many times we find in an organization now, people are not very clear as to whether they want to grow through sales or whether they want to go through marketing. Within marketing, we find people are not very clear about whether they want to do social media marketing or whether they want to do campaigns and paid ads. I'll give you an example of some of the automobile clients that we work with. We work with multiple automobile dealerships across Mumbai, across Maharashtra, rest of Maharashtra, and we're working with almost about 14 odd dealerships this month. And they're very clear about one thing. Okay, their growth strategy is that they have to get leads. Social media marketing doesn't work much, and the leads are to be you get these leads, qualify these leads and make them marketing qualified leads. There's a call center that calls them up and they convert them into sales qualified leads. A sales team will then reach out to those people, bring the person over to the dealership, give them a test ride, collect the insurance papers, collect the finance papers, the documents, salary certificates, and all that. And that's how the whole sales process is concluded, where we start from an inquiry, a marketing inquiry, and convert it to a lead, and then goes on to become a sale. All right. Now, the question we're talking about is which of this is a bottleneck in your growth process right now? Like for your business to grow, if there were no bottlenecks, your business would be exploding by 10x every week. If that is not happening, and okay, and that's what we learn in all these online models, there is a bottleneck somewhere. So, what is the concept of a bottleneck? So let's say I have a bottle. Okay, I let me just get a bottle and demonstrate this to you. All right. Now, let me just show you how this bottleneck concept works. So let's say you are running a system, and the system has to increase the flow. Now, the flow can be of a liquid like water in a water bottle, or it can be ATM, a cash in the form of an ATM, or it can be leads in the form of a digital marketing campaign management system. All right. So let's put it this way. Okay, I'm going to shut this. Okay, and let's say I invert this bottle. My job is to get water out of this bottle as fast as possible. Now the bottle is narrowest at this part. It's widest over here. It's again a little narrow here, and it's again narrow here. Now supposing let's say, keep the bottle like this, and I don't touch this width of the part. I just expand this whole piece and make it like a form of a funnel. And the question I will ask to you is, if I don't touch this width, 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 but I only expand this top part, and now my bottle looks like this. Okay, tell me, question to you, what impact will it have at the rate at which water flows out of the bottle? Well, you got the answer, no impact. You know why? Because the rate at which water flows out of this bottle is determined by this particular part. This is the bottleneck. If I want to get more water out of this bottle, I have to identify the bottleneck, A, and B, I have to expand the capacity of the bottle. When I expand this capacity, the water will flow out much, much faster. What is the bottleneck in your business? Is it awareness of the vehicle? Let's say we are running lead gen ads for a company. Um, do people know about the product? Well, do people know about the product, but then it is not in the consideration set? They're aware of the brand, but maybe it's not in the consideration set. It's in the consideration set, but the purchase process fails at the last minute because pricing is the issue. Or maybe there isn't that much of trust in the dealership. That is the issue. Every business has a bottleneck, and the job of a marketing leader is to currently identify that bottleneck, work on the bottleneck, address a set of issues that take care of that bottleneck and increase the capacity of that bottleneck, and that's how you have sales exploding. So the second thing that needs to get discussed in each of these meetings is, are we clear about what is the bottleneck facing our particular business? The third point is, what is necessary is a detailed data-based analysis of campaigns. If you're doing a lot of social media marketing, why do we recommend that you should put up one post a day? Because when you put up one post a day, within a month, you have 30 data points to talk about. If you are putting up only one post a week, you have only 4 data points on which to base your analysis on. In campaigns, what we talk about, there has to be one North Star metrics. And if that one North Star metrics is, say, leads, then where are the leads coming from? I don't need to show impressions. I don't need to show reach. These are all secondary metrics. I mean, Facebook's algorithm ecosystem will have hundreds of different parameters which I can measure. Do I really want to measure any one of them? Does it matter for my growth story? Is it relevant to my bottleneck? So if the number of leads coming into the system is the bottleneck, I need to know where the leads are coming from, so I can have, let's say, leads by platform. One of the data that we always give to our customers is, are the leads coming from Facebook or Instagram? Are the leads coming from men, women, in what age group? Which are the leads that are coming in from which of the creatives? One of the options that we always activate is an option called dynamic creative. And in dynamic creative, what happens is that Facebook now allows you to upload multiple creatives, multiple headlines, multiple primary text, multiple call to actions. So it now has hundreds of options to show from. And after showing all the options in the first 48 to 72 hours, it now settles down on a bunch of creatives which are working. So let's say if I'm selling a vehicle, what are the different ways in which I can sell a vehicle? I can sell it on fuel efficiency. I can sell it on power. I can sell it on technical aspects of the car, how the technology used in the car is superior in terms of engine, in terms of suspension. I can sell it in terms of the features of the car, which is like your Android autoplay or your or your Apple Apple playback system. These are the things. Or I can just talk about the space of the car. Now, different people connect with different things. Now, if I have one creative where all of these things are added, I will never be able to make out which of these aspects is actually connecting with my customer. So what do? I upload 10 different creatives with 10 different messagings for, and whichever one is working the best, Facebook will show those creatives more and more frequently. So in a way, what happens, okay, when you look at the data is that you now have, okay, the data from the first campaign, which becomes the brief for the next campaign. All right. And the best way to bring about a alignment on all of these things is that this marketing team meeting should also be held to for the next two levels of the customers, the internal customers. So for example, if the marketing leads are called up by a call center, then the call center team needs to be present. The salespeople who are bringing in the leads, calling up the leads and bringing them to the dealership for a test drive, those are the ones that need to be there in this meeting, because they can add value in terms of the loop, the feedback loop on which of the creatives is working, what are the questions the customers are asking, do we have relevant creatives that address these queries in the first place. Point number four, therefore, becomes bring stakeholders and internal customers to the meeting. All right. The fifth point that we feel is very important, especially in performance marketing, is that we should be tracking cost per retail and not just cost per lead. I'll tell you why. I can have a cost per lead low simply by widening the audience. I can have a cost per lead low simply by having a volume orientation to my campaigns and not a quality orientation. But the minute I have a quality orientation, my cost per lead will go up, but my cost per retail will go down. For example, if I take, let's say, a volume campaign, I may get 5% of conversions. If my cost per lead is 100 rupees and 5% per conversion means my cost per retail is 100 divided by 0.05 or 5%, which is 2000 rupees, which is my cost per retail. But let's say I run a quality leads campaign, and this is what we recommend that we should do for all our campaigns. So let's say the cost per lead goes from 100 rupees to 150 rupees. But what happens? My conversion ratios go up from 5% to 15%. So what happens now? I have a 150 rupee lead and I have about 1 out of 7 of these that convert, which means I am now running at a cost per retail of almost 1,100 rupees or so. Not bad at all, which is much better than the 2,000 rupees cost per retail that we were getting earlier. So the fifth point that is important over here is track cost per retail and not just cost per lead. Cost per lead, we believe, can be an inaccurate measure of measuring performance marketing campaigns. All right. Therefore, the best creatives from the current campaign should become the brief for the next campaign. The best headlines in the first campaign become the brief for the second campaign, and so on and so forth. Right. Lastly, one of the best examples of application of all of these things is the kind of growth meetings that Facebook's head of growth, Chamat Palihapitiya, used to do. And he and his team was singularly responsible for taking Facebook from just under 50 million users in 2007 2008, going all the way up to about a billion users in 2011. And why they did that, one of the ways in which they, the famous story is that they decided to focus on just one, what they call North Star metrics. And that North Star metrics was not impressions, it was not engagement, it was simply monthly active users. Sorry, it was, monthly active users. And what they discovered was that people who, that when the entire system was channelized towards that one North Star metrics, all the actions that were being taken helped in that particular matrix, and that is what helped the platform grow in such a rapid manner. All right. We'll cover more of these details in future videos. Right now, thanks for reaching till here. My name is Maneesh Konkar. We are a digital agency. So, in case you need any of this stuff for any of your businesses, do reach out to me. And do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel and share it with your digital marketing and marketing colleagues. I will see you in the next video. Manish Konkar signing off. Thanks.